SmashFactor.
Ripping driver, going for it. Oh my goodness. How about that tee shot?
That is crazy how far that is.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
That's an aggressive line. Man, that is beyond long.
Look at this. He's just driven the green. He has just driven the green.
I guess hello world, huh?
Welcome everybody to a kind of a special edition of the Smash Factor, I guess you could call it that. Going to kind of wrap up last week, talk a little bit about 2021 as far as PGA goes, and then some Gups Corner stuff. Short pod, probably 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 at most. But just wanted to touch base, talk about last week's winner, stuff like that. Wrap it up. And then, we'll come back next week for my Kobe. Then we get about a month off before the Tournament of Champions. Last week was obviously, I don't know if it was a historic low, but it was a very, very low 6-6. And what's crazy about it is that's with Webb, who is over 40% owned in most contests, making it on the number. I can't imagine what the 6-6 would have been if he had missed the cut. So obviously some 5-6s, cashed out there. I had several that were in the running, especially the $33. So not as big of a pool per se. So in general, one of those weeks we talked about, it's going to be a big cut, tough cut. Didn't think it'd be that low a percentage. That's hard to get by, but Gups Corner did well overall. My bankroll, my main one, I lost about 45% bankroll. Just Sungjae and Gooch seemed to be the two that were somewhat close to the cut line and were in a lot of my really good 5-6 lineups. If Sungjae would have made it, it would have helped me a lot. I think I would have had a chance to make a run at some stuff. I thought the cut was going to be 2, and I think was hoping he would birdie the last hole to get there. He wound up bogeying it, so it didn't matter. And the cut ended up being 3 anyway, so he wouldn't have got in. And Gooch, I don't think he was real close. I just kept seeing my top lineups. Those were the two that popped out to me the most that missed the cut. But overall, good tournament. I enjoyed it. The 2-day deal, and there's always advantages to be had. Showdown betting, stuff like that. One thing I missed, and I went back last year to check my notes, and I just completely missed it, was that, and it happened again this year, the perception of Plantation being easier, and it is, but the way the fields were stacked, I looked at this Thursday night, and I talked about it on Showstoppers, like way majority of the implied better golfers, just by pricing betting odds is all I'm going by, was on the Seaside Thursday, Plantation Friday stack. And you saw Friday they scored well. So made a big, strong note there. Remember that for next year. Because Plantation should maybe not necessarily play easier, but more scoring opportunities and definitely more eagles / birdies with the 4 par 5s. But I think we have to factor in the skill set of the golfers as well, and not just go blindly all Plantation. If they have it stacked like they did this year and they did last year as well. So something to keep an eye on for next year. And the tournament was good on the weekend. I didn't watch a ton of it. Saturday I went to Bedlam. So all during the day I was getting all the NFL stuff caught up and done. So I wouldn't, cause I was going to be away most that night. Sunday was watching back and forth, mainly football, NFL, and then some golf, since it came on early and was over about 3, some good afternoon games on the NFL slate. It was a good day. And then last night's game was great. A lot of back and forth there. Good game. Should have another good game tonight. I don't think it'll be quite as high scoring. Got some great defenses with the Rams Bucks, but if you didn't see, we tweeted out earlier, we have our Black Friday specials going on. 25% off any membership with the code BLACK. If you want to upgrade, if you're a current member, you can reach out to us and we'll take care of you there. 40% off with the code BLACK on any merchandise, pre-sale items excluded from that. But, slowly starting to run out of our older gear. So that, you know, we did the pre-sale on the hoodie and the hat. It's still going on. That'll go on all this week, probably through, you know, probably November 30th, probably, because we want to try to get those ordered into you guys by Christmas. So go ahead and get on that if you want to get a hoodie and a hat, one or the other or both, doesn't matter. I'll probably be giving some away for Thanksgiving or Black Friday. So you can keep an eye on that. We've already had a couple guys that win it, you know, especially in the Slack, and they'd already bought one. So we just, you know, we credit you back. So don't hold off on buying it. If you wind up winning one, we get you back on that way. Listener league last week, Kimpo Dad 543.50 with the 5 of 6, took it down. Had Hatton, Kisner, Connors, McCarthy, Griot, and Tringali. Griot not so great Sunday. Tringali really great Sunday. McCarthy was the one that missed. So Connors had a strong finish on the weekend. Obviously Kisner finished second, lost in the playoff, and then Hatton had a pretty good weekend. I think he had a pretty good Sunday for sure. So strong finish for his team there. The one miss probably kept him from big cash out there, but you know, good week overall for the community. You know, and I'll send his invite to the season-ending championship deal today as well. DT Nichols 83 took third and sixth for 23,000 yesterday. Morma won, turned $260 into 36,000 between two contests. The 8-iron and I don't remember what the other one was he was in. Maybe the $33 $44. You know, college football was great last week. We had last Tuesday, I think we had 2 subs each take down the big $10 and the 222. Stilly 9 had a great Saturday. Very great ROI. Shooter, he's in Slack. He's been on a run as of late, little heater. Solid all the way around in college football, you know, not only this week, but pretty much all season as well. Lot of, I think Saturday I was heading to the game, but Bobby texted me that we had, just an amazing amount of GC logos up in a lot of the college football contests, especially I think there was a $3 3 max, and, you know, we had like something like 30-40% of the top 20 or something like that. It's awesome to see. Obviously, you know, a lot of similar builds. The way Bobby lays that content out, you know, opens it up for enough, you know, with that, especially that big of a game slate, you're going to have, you know, tons of options. So you still got to you got to click the button, as we say, but the content that's out there, and then that Slack is, you know, it's as sharp as it gets as well. The college football Slack, a lot of good insight. And to me, it's almost more important than any other, because we have so many guys that are local, and the local ties and knowledge of Big East, Big 10, ACC, Big 12, all that stuff, those little nuggets and local, you know, guys that listen to local radio, something like that, certainly can help, especially if we're scrambling at the end to find out injury news. So it's been really good this year. This week, Euro Golf, there's actually some good pots out there. I saw them. We do have a Euro Golf Slack channel, so if you go check it out, hashtag Euro Golf is what it is. A lot of guys in there that play it regularly that can help out. We won't be officially covering it with content wise this week, but good pots if you want to go chase it. And certainly I think just following that channel alone will get you enough information to field a team if you want to do that, or do several teams, however you want to do that. NFL Showstoppers is out for tonight's Monday Night Football game. Turkey Day pod I will do tomorrow over the 3-game slate, so we'll get it out tomorrow. I'm gonna see maybe if Ryan's schedule works, if he wants to jump on. If not, I'll just do it solo. I got to do it during the day because I got things going on at night, getting ready for Thursday and family coming in town. I will do a showstopper as well. So I'll do 2 content pieces for Thursday. One will be over the 3-game slate. They'll both be similar formats as the showstoppers now. One will just cover the 3-game slate, and one will be for the Ravens Steelers Thursday night, which now looks like a Gus Edward chalk slate, with looks like Dobbins and Ingram are out with COVID positive tests, and no way they can get back, you know, by Thursday. So be interested to see how that slate looks now. We'll go more in depth on that tomorrow. College football, 2-game slate on Thursday, 9-game slate on Friday. Saturday slate hadn't been out yet, but it's not released yet. It's up there. It just doesn't have the games. I would imagine another 10 to 12 game slate as well. So, massive college football this week. So no golf, but we got tons of action. So if you've been on the fence of joining, this is a good time to join. We've been doing well in the other sports. UFC fight night Saturday, Blades versus Lewis, big heavyweight boys. Tommy will have that covered. I think it's 6 o'clock Eastern time is when it locks. So tons of stuff going on, even though we get a little break from golf. And there's golf with Euro if you want to check that out. It's later at night, so sometimes that's fun for people to do. If that with the contest they put out there, I'll probably, I'll do a bullet. So I'll do all the research I can. I'll be in that Slack too, given any kind of tidbit I can, but there's some sharp guys in there already that play it more regularly than I do. I know several of the players just from, researching for betting wise, especially when I do doubles and stuff, but, to field a full team and found some value, we'll have to do some digging there. As far as 2021 goes, I'm working on a document. First, I'll say I will be covering Mike Hoba next week. Smash will be back next week. Full detail, normal schedule. Won't have the Smash squad though, because we kind of ended that with this week, and then we'll come back in January, fresh on a restart, on that kind of stuff. But all the article and content will be out next week, just like normal. And then we get a break until January 7th, the Tournament of Champions. And we get the Sony Open the 14th. Then, the American Express, which is the course rotation. Well, no, I don't think that it is. I think that's at PGA West. Farmers Insurance Open, Waste Management. Normally falls right around Super Bowl weekend. AT&T Pro-Am, Genesis Puerto Rico is a alternate field with the WGC Mexico. That gets us into March. We got the API, the Players, Honda, which is at normally it's in February, but they've moved it back this year to the third week of March. So that'll be kind of exciting. I'm not sure on our plans for that. I probably will go. I go every year. And we'll certainly get everybody together, whoever wants to show up. I don't know anything about the DFS Open or if they're doing anything that way, but we always go every year anyways. Even if I just go hang out with OG John and Scott comes down and, invite anybody that wants to come out there. It's a fun tournament. I think people that went last year didn't realize, how, all the way the tournament's done and the things they have up there. It's some would call it a mini Waste Management, but it's not that crazy. But there's some good atmosphere stuff. Tito's tent is very popular. Some good views too. It's a great tournament to watch because it's never high scoring or low scoring, however you want to say it. It's always a struggle. For those guys to get around there, all the water balls and the bear trap and stuff. Then the match play goes to Austin. Opposite field event is the Punta Cana Bolero the week before the Masters. It's crazy to say we're already talking about the Masters again. So the Masters goes right after the Bolero. Then RBC Heritage. So that's one, that's at Hilton Head, Harbor Town Golf Links, Zurich, which has typically been the tag or the team match, I believe. So keep an eye on that, see if that's going to stay the same. Valspar, Wells Fargo Championship, AT&T Byron Nelson, which is going to be at Craig Ranch this year, not the course it has been at, so I'll be a little different. I played that course. It's fairly, they'll probably go low there. It'll be a low scoring, but, then it'll probably go to that. They're building a new course up there where they're taking the PGA headquarters. So, then we go to the PGA Championship, which is in, South Carolina this year. Kai Golf Resort. So that'd be, fun, different. Morikawa is defending there. Charles Schwab Challenge, Memorial Tournament, RBC Canadian Open, the U.S. Open's at Torrey this year. Travelers Championship right after that. Rocket Mortgage, John Deere, Barbasol is an opposite field event of the Open Championship, which is at Royal St. George this year. 3M Open. Then we get the Olympics, assuming that all still goes. And all this could be, for nothing once you get Who knows what will happen with COVID and all that kind of stuff, but hopefully we get vaccines and stuff going and starting to open back up a little normal. But Olympics will cause a break. They come back and they have the WGC at FedEx, St. Jude Invitational, opposite field event at Barracuda, the Wyndham. Then we start the playoffs. So you get the Wyndham, Northern Trust, BMW Championship, and the Tour Championship. Well, the Wyndham's by itself, and then the 3 playoff events: the Northern Trust, BMW, and Tour Championship. So, we've already had U.S. Open, the Masters, and then we get the 4 next year in this technical 2020-2021 season. And the Tour Championship will be September 2nd through 5th. So action packed, not many breaks in there at all. I don't think there is actually any from the time we start January 7th. It looks like I don't think there's a single week off of golf wise until September 2nd. Now the Olympics, obviously that'll kind of be a break because I'm sure there won't really be much for us to cover there. But that'll be ramping up for football season coming back and stuff like that. So going to be a long stretch again, which, that's fine, but we will enjoy, this week's light, not much going on as far as golf, so that helps. But you get, the big Turkey Day slate, so I just add some more content on. Obviously, Mayakoba probably will be a little light next week in general, ramping up football and everything. As far as I'm talking about industry-wise, I don't know how many eyes are going to be on it. And then that month off will be nice to charge the batteries. We got football going still, so we still got to do that. But a little reset before we go. Basically, 8 months straight with a golf tournament every single week or 2 at times. So it's going to be a crazy year. I'm looking forward to it, though. It's going to be an awesome season. I think a lot to look forward to, a lot of storylines. Bryson, DJ's dominance, Brooks getting healthy. Can Rory, put 4 rounds together at the Masters? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys' schedule is and how they travel. I mean, right now they've been action-packed and kind of, restricted, but are guys gonna change their schedule differently with COVID and stuff? Do they just keep playing? Do they take off bigger breaks? All that kind of stuff will be, narrative and storylines for us to go through. I'll be putting out a document in the next week or 2, kind of just outlining, 2021 as it pertains to the site, everything that we're working on, the upgrades we'll have to the tools, the green machine, content in general. It's going to be a huge year for Gups Corner. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of time and effort will be going on behind the scenes over these next 6 weeks on some stuff we want to roll out and on into next year. We will roll out the contest sweat tool that you guys see on the website now. I've seen it. We used to have it on another area, and it, the way that Josh ADHD does that, it's nice. You guys will enjoy it. Hope to have that out for at least the Sony. As the tournament champions, obviously, is a no cut. It's 40 guys or so, and that's basically what that's for. But also, it'll allow you to put your name in, check kind of like what your 6 of 6 is going to look like, stuff like that. You'll be able to, we've had it in the past in our testing where you can move the cut line or put the cut line in a number and it'll kind of show you what you're looking like. So it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to you guys seeing that. We are had discussions with Gould, Bobby. One thing we're working on right now is adding Showdown for college football, NFL. So the Captain Showdown Sports, that will be coming to the green machine. That's on our list. We're digging through that now. Obviously we'll have much enhanced tools for NFL and college football for the 2021 season. This year, I've mentioned it many times, unknown what it was doing. We had other things we were focusing on. So we have the database kind of built. We built it from scratch for both of those. College football's out now. Lots of improvements on that whole package, for the 2021 season. We're in behind the scenes, we're testing stuff now and adding as we can, but certainly going to be a big focus, especially once we get to like next summer and we're really ramping up for football season. Probably the biggest deal that for us is we are going to, I would say, a huge upgrade to the entire site, but we're actually literally going to build a new site. So Bobby's going to kind of lead that with my insight. I'm sure ADHD will help out as needed. but we'll be building a site from the ground up. We'll move everything. You guys won't notice anything other than you'll see the brand new site, but it's still going to be gupscorner.com and all that. It's just going to be like we talked about improving it. But for where we want to go with it, WordPress kind of restricts us at times. So Bobby has some great ideas there. It's going to be a huge upgrade for mobility as far as using it on your iPad and your iPhones and stuff. So that'll be one of the biggest focuses going on, and try to get it. It's going to be a long project. Don't know exactly. The document will kind of lay out what I expect all these things to come out for next year, so you guys are aware. Nice thing is all you guys are locked in, and in as we continue to add and upgrade, your pricing doesn't change. It's all the same. We're just taking the capital you guys are investing in us and putting it to use to improve the site for you guys and for new subs as they come along. So the full detail article to the premium members will outline kind of our expectations of all these things I'm talking about. But I wanted to hit it, since we had a little pod here that not much to talk about golf wise. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be awesome. Be a very clean, smooth, site that Bobby's got some great ideas, and the whole team will work together behind the scene and testing and all that to make it where you guys will love it. As I mentioned, Mayakoba next week, everything back on as normal. As far as contests go, I know JB gets it 10 times worse than me, but I get a lot, and nothing changes as far as it'll start back up in January. You won't miss it. There'll be a million announcements for, one and done, GC Cup, all that kind of stuff. He typically starts them back with the Sony Open, first full field event, NA, because everybody we're a month off, so you don't want to start it with that first one because people kind of forget and they wake up late, quote unquote. So you'll still have the whole 10 days, 11 days in January that it'll be spread out all over the place. So just pay attention to that. You'll see where they come out. Nothing any coming up soon as far as the golf contest to go, so you're not missing out on anything there. Basically, final thoughts I do is just Thanksgiving. Like, I'm excited, my family is excited. One of the biggest reasons I made the move I made to go full-time with Gups Corner was it was an avenue for us to get back home with all of our family. Virtually all of our family, both sides, mine and hers, live here somewhere in Oklahoma, an extent, Norman, Oklahoma City. Got great friends in Tulsa as well. So being back close to all those people is awesome for us. We haven't been around our family. We've went back and forth sometimes, but it's always a rush because you're traveling far from Texas, or they're coming down here. You get like a day or two maybe, and then they're out. So looking forward to kind of relaxing here. Watching football, not having the when you travel on the holidays, it's just always added to the whole thing, so you don't get to enjoy it probably as much as you can when everybody's just 30 minutes away from each other. So I'm looking forward to it. There's a great slate of tons of games between Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, college football, NFL, the UFC stuff. Not as much golf, so that helps me kind of just take a break, not having to do like the showstoppers every night and all that. Although, be doing the NFL one still a little break, come back next week, hit it hard, and then get a little month off to work on some of those things I just talked about. So the biggest deal I'm going to send out to the premium members is it's more of to show the people that are investing in us as members that here's what we're, putting our capital to improve the site and be better than we are today. So I'm looking forward to all that. The team's solid. We'll be adding an NBA guy for sure, maybe MLB type deal. That's some of the stuff that I'll work on over the next 3 or 4 weeks. So all that stuff, not taking, Todd's still going to be there and Dan's still going to be there. We're just looking to build that team up a little more, because that's when that sport's every day, for that long, you got to have at least 2 guys in there trying to cover that. So if you guys have any questions or anything as the week goes on, or when that, all that content stuff comes out, feel free to DM me, email me, whatever. I'm around all the time. Looking forward to a great week. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Turkey Day slate breakdown, kind of coin flip version 1, and then I'll do the full slate on Friday, sometime Friday. I don't know when, because Kenny's coming in, as I mentioned. I think depending on weather and all that, we'll go try to play golf Friday morning, so I may do a later pod that day and get that covered for you guys. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys have a blessed week and a blessed Thanksgiving with your family. Enjoy your family. It's the most important thing you have, and we'll see you later. Thanks.
SmashFactor.